everyone, welcome to Special Presentation with Mike and Ethan, or
Alf will not be seen tonight.
it's our 350th episode. My God! We've done
That's
enough episodes at 52 per year that we're now getting our every 50 episode specials about more than a month before our actual anniversary.
that's a lot of episodes. We've been doing this. We've been doing it a long time.
And, you can tell we've done a lot of episodes because I keep getting people saying, hey, I thought of something I want to do on your show. And then they send something, and I'm like, yeah, we did that. That was number 99 or something like that.
Like people like, hey, have you done any? Have you heard of this thing called Garfield? Have you tried doing Garfield had a Halloween special once.
Have you heard? I bet I've got one that I bet you've never heard of. Marvin, Baby of the Year. Can you believe it?
I mean, that was like that was like our first one.
Yeah, it was like Yeah, for those of you who don't remember, the origin of this was that Mike watched Marvin Baby of the Year and was like, I have to start a podcast to contain all of my thoughts about this show. And I was like, can I be on your show?
Yeah, I didn't know what I was getting into. I was like, I didn't realize I'd be stuck doing 350 episodes.
Yeah.
I only wanted to talk about Marvin Baby of the Year. Yet here we are.
Here we are. But, some of you may have noticed a certain theme to our show, that we look at specials. But I'll bet a lot of people are like, well, when are you going to do something about a comic strip?
Yeah, what about that comic strip?
Yeah. Well, here you are, you whiners. We're finally going to look at the comic strip.
Yep, the one and
yes.
only.
Not to be confused with the comic book.
Yeah. Now, kids, this is one of those things that children, by which I mean young people, they find it and they're like, cool, look at this crazy old timey lost media. I can't believe this is real. This has got to be 1 million years old. And it's like, oh, I watched this as a kid. I remember this. This is kind of like when they did that, like, Garfield goes insane. It's like, yeah, I remember that. I saw that the week it was in the paper. I remember that.
Half of our show is just trying to dig up things like this that people have never seen and try to ride the wave of virality. And it never works, The one time it did was because we were because you had done that deep dive into Sinfest. But I mean, we did a whole show about Robot Man, and who benefited from that? Ryan Estrada.
Oh, yeah. I can't believe that he got to do Robot Man. He's the new Robot Man.
Yeah, he's the new Robot Man? Oh, man. Actually, if the guy who draws Monty, Jim, I forget his name, Jim Medic, if he retires, I think Ryan should apply for the job, because that seems like a great job.
Yeah. And the best part is you don't even have to put Robot Man in it anymore.
You should,
like,
yeah. In fact, do you even have to put Monty in it? Are there any rules?
Yeah, at this point, I you know what? Not anymore. We're living in the post rules order.
Would you be able to bring Robot Man back?
Yeah, who owns Robot Man?
Some British pop star who made an album about him.
Again, we've spoken on Robot Man, but it still blows my mind that, like, this guy, this British pop star was like, I got an idea, and he's so gung ho about this idea that it's gotta be told. And what is it? What if there was a man who was a robot? It's like that's it. Like that's literally all you have. That's it.
I have said this multiple times. It's kind of become my mantra. Trust your talent. Because, so often we don't pursue our big ideas because we're like, oh, this is no good. Nobody's going to like this. It's like, this guy's idea was a robot who's a man, and he basically they basically handed him a media empire for it. So, I mean, maybe your idea will be better than Robot Man, maybe not, and it won't matter.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, whatever your idea is, it's probably more than Robot
Yeah.
Man. Because literally, it was Robot Man. The comic strip and the cartoon and the album are all completely different. The only thing they share is that there is a Robot Man in it. So literally, he just thought, like, Robot Man. That, the word, that was his idea. And, yeah, they just gave him, like, they were like, that sounds good, do it. Yeah,
And nobody
God, what a
even
world.
even stopped to say, "Stop trying to make Robot Man happen. It's not going to happen."
Yeah, and then it's like they, and also the best part is like after the whole thing petered out, they just kept letting
Jim Medic,
what's his
yeah.
name, the Robot Man,
Jim Medic,
Jim
yeah. Yeah,
Medic.
they kept letting him do the
Yeah,
comic for years and years.
yeah, and it's like nobody thought to pull the plug on
Yeah.
that at any point.
Because he
I
had
mean,
enough
even when
talent to
like
keep it going.
that's true, but and that's even that he kept it going through the years when it was like he really wasn't allowed to do anything interesting with it. It's just like, what if Robot Man was in Star Wars? What if Robot Man was in Babe? What if Robot Man was in,
Yeah.
other random movie? And it did. I remember like what by the time I was cognizant and reading the newspaper, that was when it was still Robot Man, but Robot Man was hanging out with Monty, and that's really where it's like, okay, now we can kind of see, he's allowed to actually like use his own ideas somewhat, and it's getting good. But it was a long road. It was a long road to get there. So,
Yeah, it's
um,
imagine if only around Death Tongue was Burke Brevitt allowed to use his own ideas, and until then, Bloom County had in fact been a tie-in with He-Man. That's pretty much what we're looking at here.
yeah. But imagine also that like He-Man wasn't a cartoon show. It was just someone came up with the idea like He-Man. What if there was a man and he had the word he before his name?
Wow.
Go with it. you know. Oh, there's a new He-Man movie,
Yeah,
I
there
think.
is. Yeah, we should look at the He-Man comic strip to celebrate. I guess I don't know. Maybe we should look at the
Yeah,
He-Man
why
movie. I
not?
don't know.
Yes, many things that we can look
Yes.
at. But anyway, what were we looking at this week? The comic strip.
Yes, the comic strip. So what we were getting at slowly was all right. So everybody remembers Thundercats, right?
I remember
I remember
Thundercats.
Thundercats. It was He-Man, but with kitties.
Yes. I remember being a huge fan of Thundercats as a kid, and seeing it again as an adult and being like, "Oh, this isn't good."
I remember it being better
The,
than I
the,
remembered as a kid, but still not necessarily good. The Thundercats 2011 revival was really good, but sadly it didn't get to continue.
which one was that?
That one was made by the same people who gave us Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Ah, okay, okay. I so that was not the Thundercats Go that everyone got mad
Yeah, the
about.
Thundercats Roar, which is basically like Teen Titans Go for Thundercats. Which, I mean, I don't know if Thundercats has enough lore to support that kind of show, but I didn't think Teen Titans did either. So,
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I liked Thundercats a lot as a kid, probably mostly because of Slive,
oh yeah,
because he was a reptile, and I thought that was cool. Um, as an adult, like I found it kind of boring, but like I had the opposite thing with like He-Man, which I as a kid I thought was boring and dumb, but as an adult was like, oh, this is actually kind of entertaining. So.
I need to give He-Man
Um,
another shot because, yeah, as a kid, I remember being like, "Gee, the He-Man cartoon is not nearly as cool as the comics that come with the action figures."
It's. I mean, I was impressed when I saw the He-Man cartoon because as an adult, because as a child, I thought it was very. I thought it was kind of sexist.
Mm.
Honestly, I thought it was kind of macho crap. But like when I saw it as an adult, I was like, wait a minute, this is actually like a really like. It's all about like He-Man being like, well, instead of punching everyone, let's talk about our feelings and talk things out. And it's like it really is a show about avoiding violence as much as possible. And also, like, half the episodes are like He Man learning, like, someone is like, I think that women should be allowed to fly glidermobiles, and He-Man is like, actually, everyone should be allowed to do things, and it's like, wow, it's really kind of
Yep.
cool. Also, like, yeah, so anyway, yeah, He-Man. She-Ra is also pretty good. The original She-Ra, not as good as He-Man, but like pretty
Yeah.
decent.
I haven't caught up with the
Anyway.
new She-Ra that everyone loves, but
The new She-Ra is also good, but it's for a new generation, so it doesn't speak to me as much as the original She-Ra. But that's the way it is. But yeah, I think it's actually pretty decent. It's pretty entertaining, and it's got. I'm a big fan of Catra in the new She-Ra. She's cool. And let's see. Well, I'm just waiting for them to bring back Brave Star,
yeah.
because that show rules.
I want them to bring back the fake Ghostbusters and call it the fake
Oh,
Ghostbusters this time.
Filmation's
Yes.
Ghostbusters. Yeah, I do like how when you read the original script for like Dan Aykroyd's Ghostbusters, and it's clear that he wanted to make Filmation's Ghostbusters. That was his original goal. But anyway, the comic strip.
We were talking about Thundercats. Anyway, Thundercats was a
Why
huge.
were we talking about
Thundercats was a huge hit for their creators, Arthur Rankin and Jules Bass, or at least they were the producers. I'm not really sure who created the Thundercats, but the show was a big hit, and so were the toys. Did you have any Thundercats toys?
I did. I had Lion-O, Panthro, Jackalman, and Sloth.
Wow.
And,
you had more than I did. I'm pretty sure that I only ever had Lion-O.
Too.
So, which is strange.
Oh, okay.
But Lion-O was very important to me in that I repurposed him as my own original character, and then 30 years later wrote a novel about that original character, and you can still read Joy Traveler for free. Anyway,
I didn't know that Joy Traveler is based on Lion-O.
Yeah. That is Lion-O played the role of Glenn as I was inventing this weird video game in my room.
We should drop the link in the show
Yes,
notes.
let's do that. Yes. I would like to remind everyone that I wrote a novel and put it online for free. And since everybody seems to love the Amazing Digital Circus, you should really read Joy Traveler, because it's kind of the same thing from almost 10 years earlier. So.
Okay, yeah. So that's a good selling point. All right, so Thundercats was a big hit.
So
it feels like someone might have wanted to make their own Thundercats.
Yes, and you know who did? Rankin Bass. They did it again when they made Silverhawks.
Oh, yes, I remember Silverhawks as well. That was I did watch that show too as a kid, and I have not seen it again as an adult. I remember it being all right as a kid.
Yeah,
though.
I enjoyed it a lot when I started watching it again as an adult with my then girlfriend, who got super into it and started doing fan art of the villains. And
which is her favorite villain?
Poker Face.
Oh, really? Poker Face. That's an interesting choice.
She just liked to draw him because he looks so cool. For those of you just joining us, Poker Face is an evil casino robot who looks like a maitre d', but his eyes spin like a jukebox, or not jukebox, a one-armed bandit to show his emotions or to show that he's won or lost at things.
I remember him. My favorite villain was Hardware. Who's kind of a
Hardware is like he's like if one of the goblins from Rankin Bass's The Hobbit escaped into the science fiction universe.
Yeah, like his whole bit is like he just has a pack that he carries around, with stuff in it, I guess. And I remember like there's also like Yes Man, who's kind of a snake type guy.
Yeah.
And there's I think there was a hot girl type.
Yeah, Melodia. Yeah, she was like an evil guitarist, and
then there's the main villain Monstar.
Great name.
Which is great name. But I also really remember there was like this little taxi driver who would drive a space taxi. Do you
Seymour!
remember this
Yeah,
guy?
the slug who
Yeah,
drives
yeah,
a taxi. And sometimes
yeah.
he has a
I
kappa or
remember.
something with him.
Yeah, Zeke, or
Zeke, yeah,
I
that's it.
think. Yeah, I just remember when it's all. He's always saying like, "Well, I'll take you there, but it'll cost you." You know what I
Yep.
mean? He's always saying, "You know what I mean." But yeah, it's a fun
Yeah.
show, but like I haven't seen it
Yeah,
recently.
it's, once
But
you strip away the space trappings, you realize it's cops and robbers, pretty literally.
mm,
Because
yeah,
because
yeah,
Monstar isn't like a warlord, he's a gangster. So,
yeah, and the Silverhawks are basically like space
yeah,
police.
space cops who are have had their bodies modified to sort of skydive through space, and they can sort of pull down a mask over their face to protect it, like Michael Bay's Transformers do sometimes. And
Mm, mm.
so, and that was, I mean, a modest success. It was not as big a hit as Thundercats, even though I had about 10 times as many Silverhawks figures as I did Thundercats. I had Copper Kid, I had Buzzsaw, I had another villain, Molecular, who could ostensibly transform into anything, but the toy was more like a uh, sort of like Moduloc from He-Man, if you remember him.
Oh
An action
yeah,
figures you
I
could
do
take
remember him.
apart and reassemble in a lot of different shapes.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. Yes, I had completely forgotten, but that does sound familiar.
Yeah, so I had a bunch of those. I loved Silverhawks. And anyway, I guess somebody was like, well, we did land, we did air, we got to do a sea one, don't we? So they cobbled
Yeah, yeah.
together a sea version of Thundercats, but at this point, the bloom was off the rose. So they had to come up with 3 other shows to put together in a block to sell this one that they actually had toys for. And that is the origin of the comic strip.
Comic strip. Come on,
Take a
something,
trip
take a
on the
trip, take
comic strip. Man,
comic
I don't know
strip.
about you, but every time we mention comic strips, for the rest of my life, I have heard that song.
Yeah, we should use that as our theme
Yeah, we
song
really
because I don't think
should.
anyone's yeah, no one's policing that
Yeah,
one. Fuck you, tubes.
I mean, like I said, no, like I was about to say, this show was Rankin Bass's swan song. They went out of business afterward.
Was it because of this?
Well, I mean, they just didn't have the money to do anything else, so this was a failed Hail Mary play.
Hmm. Well, yeah.
And that's why there weren't any more Rankin Bass holiday specials after 1985's Life and Adventures of Santa Claus, which we've also talked about on this show, and we also liked.
Yeah. So, I guess this is the end. This was the end of the road for the Hobbit
Yep.
people.
But again, the properties themselves have survived, and I did think it was pretty funny that in the 2011 revival of Thundercats, there's this one episode where the 2 kids, Kit and Kat, Wily Kit and Wily Cat, they make friends with
Yes.
a magical thief who has a magic bag that he can actually enter like a portal, but you have to use the magic word Rankin Bass.
Oh, I get it. That's that's funny.
And so the comic strip from 1987 is a 2 hour long show with 4 whole shows packed in.
Was it 2 hours every episode?
Yeah, it was a 2 hour block where you got like a couple of Mini Monsters cartoons, a couple of Karate Cat cartoons, a couple of, or maybe not a couple of, what's the a Street Frogs cartoon
Right.
and a Tiger Sharks cartoon. Now you may have noticed that all of these are furry properties, except possibly the Mini Monsters.
Right. The mini monsters are, well, you'll know. The mini monsters are, yeah, it's what you'd
Yes,
expect. It's exactly how many times are we going to do this?
yeah.
It's Drac Pack. It's Scooby Doo and the Ghoul School. It's
Gravedale High.
um Gravedale Hot, yes, it's all of them. We've seen this. We've seen this
It's
before.
USA Cartoon Network presents Monster Bash!
Yep, yep. It is. This time, I guess the gimmick is that it's at a summer camp instead.
It's at a summer camp, and our main characters are normal kids who were sent there because they were acting like monsters on summer vacation.
Yeah, so it's par for the course. You can tell that Rankin Bass was like really like, okay, we don't care anything to sell tiger sharks. Yeah. But it is fascinating that it was a 2-hour block.
Yeah.
Because I would think that's a lot.
Yeah. The format for those kind of blocks changed later. When I first started watching Beast Wars, the first successful Transformers show since the original, it was part of something called the Power Block. Power Block, instead of being a 2-hour block, it was 30 minutes, but a different show in that slot every weekday. So,
interesting.
So on Mondays and Tuesdays, it was Beast Wars. On Wednesdays, it was new episodes of Reboot. On Thursdays, it was G.I. Joe Extreme. And then on Fridays, it was Vortech, a show that has fallen completely into obscurity. But it was basically like, what if Mask, but organic?
I have never heard of that. Vortech.
Yes. It has nothing to do with Vor. Sorry.
Oh, well, now I've lost interest.
It's like, okay, take your car, now give your car the ability to spit out an organic mini car.
This sounds very turbo teen-ish.
A little bit, yeah. It's like, what if your car could give gooey birth?
Cool. That's what everyone wants. Oh my god. Okay, so Vortex. Sounds like Vortex was not a big hit.
No, I mean, and apparently nobody taped it because it's lost media now.
Oh wow. That's weird. It is always weird when like something just completely falls off the face of the earth like that. Like things like Weird Al meeting Wolfman Jack.
Yeah. I'm so glad that somebody finally found a really good copy of that. But when are we going to get the actual show about Wolfman Jack?
Yeah, especially like with that amazing theme song. It's really a bop. All right, so the mini monsters.
Yes. We can't. They don't seem to agree whether or not the show is called The Mini Monsters or Camp Minimon. I feel like Camp Minimon is a better description, but maybe they don't all take place at the camp.
Yeah. Oh. Unclear, I guess. Because it is no, I'm pretty sure it does take place at the camp,
but I noticed that on the title screen, what I think is funny is that the episode titles of every show on the comic strip are in the exact same font as Thundercats episodes.
Oh. Well, they knew where their bread was buttered.
Right. Yeah, so the first episode of the Mini Monsters is titled Camp Minimon, in quotes, the first day.
Ah, yes, it is the first day, so that much is accurate. Our two protagonists, Sherman and Melissa, get sent by their long-suffering parents to Camp Minimon. Or as they say in the theme song to the comic strip, are your kids monsters? Camp Minimon is the answer. And I remember that very specifically because when I was a kid, I found that offensive. Because
how dare you?
I was like,
how dare you?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, because that is not the answer. Are your kids monsters? The answer is yes or no. Camp Minimon does not make any sense as an answer to that question. I understood, like, in theory, like, what they were saying is that the solution to your awful kids is to send them to Camp Minimon, but that is not what they were specifically saying. They were asking, are the kids monsters? And that answer was not to the stated question, it was to the implied question. Anyway, I'm very neurotypical.
I was going to say, Mike not beating the allegations yet again.
Oh God! Wow! Every day. Okay. Yeah, I'm doing a podcast about like cartoons. Very, very, very typical. Anyway, so Camp Minimon. It is the camp where monsters go, and we have it's yeah. The definition of monster. It's universal monsters.
Pretty
Kind
much,
of.
yeah. It's the definition of monsters here is I think it's pretty much monsters that were or are at some point human.
Oh, interesting.
Because a vampire used to be a human, an invisible man used to be a normal person, a werewolf used to be a normal person, a Frankenstein used to be lots of normal people.
Yeah. There is one possible exception to that, though.
We do meet an alien.
Because that's true. We also have Klutz, though.
Yeah, Klutz is the first monster that we meet, and he seems to be a sort of junior Dracula, or not Dracula, a Godzilla.
He's like a Godzilla, yeah. Now, in theory, he could also have been a human. We don't know.
Yeah, it could be a rampage style thing. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. I think as a kid, I probably liked Klutz the best because Klutz is like a reptile.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this one is Mike's favorite.
Yeah, like as an adult watching this now, my initial thought was like, okay, Klutz appears to be kind of their sort of like a handyman type.
Yeah,
he doesn't seem to be a camper.
Yeah, I think he's a counselor, but
yeah. So,
but then we do meet a real counselor. So
we do, who's also a human, which is interesting, because it's interesting that we seem to have multiple like ordinary humans at this camp. It's like not just because I would have expected just the kids, the two protagonist children, or just the counselor, like in Gravedale High with Rick Moranis. But instead we get both, which is they're trying to play both sides here. But the kids seem to like fit better into Camp Minimon. They seem to because they are monsters, whereas the counselor seems like he's kind of out of his own.
Yeah, I feel I would. I haven't seen that many episodes of the Mini Monsters. I would like to see more of this counselor because my first look at him was like, oh shit, Tumblr sexy man.
Oh yeah, I see it. They should OTP with a once-look. He's got the look, and he just seems like he's always reading his Junior Woodchuck guidebook to determine what to do as counselor, and getting it, and the monsters like give him a hard time. It's hard being a counselor.
Yeah. Have you been a counselor? Actually, I guess you kind of did do this job.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, it wasn't that hard. I generally didn't have overnight campers. I just had kids coming for the day.
Yeah.
So usually I had to entertain them for an hour or so, and then or 2 hours at most, and then it's just like, all right, go, leave, bye.
Were they little monsters?
Some of them were. I definitely remember some. I still remember some kids. I still remember Declan. Declan.
Wow, that is such a Declan. Gen Z name for kid. Declan.
Yeah, I just remember this was a kid who, I was doing some program to teach the kids about technology, like gadgets or something, right? And this kid, I did this bit where we're teaching about Victorian inventions. That was the thing. So part of that was in order to get kids to understand the concept that people invent things, and before things are invented, those things do not exist. Right? This is not a difficult concept to grasp, but these are third graders, so I'm trying to get them to understand. Before people invented televisions, nobody could watch TV, right?
What did people watch before television?
The empty wall. You see that?
Yeah.
So for some reason, I part of this was trying to get them to understand. Yeah, video games. Before people invented video games, there were no video games. So in doing this, I was like, all right, kids, what are your favorite video games? Well, tell me what video games you like. Kids love this. They love talking about video games. So, all the kids are like, oh my God, I want to talk. And Declan was this kid who he was in the front row. I remember like I had like his group had selected him because the kids were in different groups to do this. They had selected him to come to the front and do the presentation about their thing, and I just remember that like uh, he his favorite game was oh god, what is that fucking game?
Fortnite. Oh,
Undertale.
right.
He loved
Okay.
Undertale, and
Right.
stupidly I said, "Oh yeah, Undertale with Sands and Papyrus, right?" And this kid was like, got like just like looked at me with like the most hate I've ever seen in a child's eyes, and was like, "It's not Sands and Papyrus, it's Papyrus and Sands." And this kid would not shut up for the entire hour. This kid was like determined to make my life hell because I did not know the correct order of these two fucking skeletons in his game. And the saddest part was like towards the end of the hour, I'm just like, I'm just exhausted. This kid will not let up. Every time I'm trying to like, talk to the kids about anything, this kid is like talking out of turn. He just will not shut up. He's a blabbermouth, and he's just railroading everyone, right? And towards the end of the hour, I had to pick kids to do for some sort of activity, and like he's like jumping up and down like a fucking Jack Russell Terrier because he wants to be picked for this thing, and I'm like, I picked some other kid because I was like, this kid has no self-control. There's no way I don't want him to be in this activity. I picked some other kid, and Declan starts throwing a fit. He falls onto the floor. He's rolling around screaming. And this other girl that I had picked was just like, yeah, it's okay. You can do it. And it just broke my heart because I'm like, oh, I just realized, oh, all the other kids in the class just deal with this all the fucking time. This kid is like, he has broken them all. Anyway, fucking Declan. He's probably like,
he's probably going to be a senator.
Yeah, I mean, this was a long time ago. He's probably like in fucking college at this point. So
safe in the manosphere.
God. Yeah. Ugh. Anyway, fucking Declan. That's a real little monster. Send him to Camp Newman. Anyway, but we were speaking of Klutz, who I was actually surprised to see was a Godzilla, because when they said, Klutz, come get the bags, I was like, clearly this will be a hunchback, This will be an Igor.
Well, I mean, I had read the book by the same title, so my first thought was that it was a robot, but no.
Oh, there's a robot named Klutz?
Yeah, there was a book. Yeah, there was a book that took place in the distant future where a family gets their first robot, and like, yeah, they get their first. Yeah, they get their first home robot, but he's like a markdown, and his name is Klutz, and they're like, oh no, he really is a Klutz.
Oh, I've never heard of this book. Is it any good?
It got a CBS Storybreak animated special. Maybe we should look at that someday.
Oh, yeah, okay, interesting. I guess so. It's for kids.
Yes. No, it was not a young adult fiction.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, so we have Klutz is sort of a camp counselor or something. Yeah. He's wearing a shirt with an M on it, presumably for Minimon.
Yeah, the M is for Klutz.
Who else do we have in camp?
Okay, well,
you, the listener, could probably guess.
We've got if you're probably guessing that there is a vampire. You'd be correct. His name is Dracula. Boy, they really stretch themselves there.
Yeah, really put a lot of thought into that one.
And Dracula spends all of his time in a trunk rather than a coffin. And of course we have the Frankenstein monster's son, Frankie. And what's really weird is that Frankie seems to be Dracula's like houseboy or something. He addresses him as boss. He runs after. He's basically the Smithers to this kid. So
yeah, it's a little. It's a little weird. I don't recall ever seeing Frankenstein being a servant to Dracula in anything.
No,
but
I've seen Igor as a servant to Dracula, but there doesn't seem to be an Igor on this show.
No, this is no Gravedale High.
No.
Now, Draki is kind of interesting because can you get a handle on what his bit is? Um, it seems like he's supposed to be cool
Maybe? I
because
mean,
because
I don't know. He's not really part of the show as far as I can tell. He's more like an icon. He's just kind of there to be the title logo.
yeah, like he's always like combing his hair, and I think at one point he says something like "last one to the cafeteria is like uncool," and he kind of talks this kind of faux beatnik lingo. So I thought like, oh, is he supposed to be like the cool one or something? Which I guess did happen in Gravedale High. The Dracula was the cool
Yeah.
guy, if I recall correctly. He was like kind of a greaser type. Um, but Draki in this is not very well
No.
defined because, like you said, he's mostly just hanging out in his trunk while Frankie does lackey work for him.
Yeah.
Then who else? Do
We have
we
the
also
Wolfman's
have,
son, Wolfie. Boy, again, such such first draft names here, honestly. But yeah, Wolfie, and Wolfie has his personality is that he's the Fozzie Bear of the group, but he basically only has two jokes that he keeps telling.
Yeah, did you hear about that? That crow that did something without cause.
Without cause. Get it? Because crows go caw? I hope you get it because I'm going to
Yeah.
keep making this joke over and over and over.
Waka waka waka. Yeah. Characters who are comedians are bad.
Yes.
They're the
Don't
worst.
do that. Yeah. I mean, the fact.
Don't do that.
I mean, you empathize with Fozzie because people don't laugh at his jokes, but Wolfie just doesn't even notice if you're laughing or not. He's just going to do it anyway.
Yeah, he's the oh, God, yeah. Well, he's a very typical comedian, I guess, in that sense, where it's like, yeah, he's always on. Wolfie is a werewolf, but he's a wolf that turns into
Well, more wolf.
bigger wolf.
Yeah.
A more wolf, yeah. Like
He does
he's
transform, and you
little-
see his nose get longer, and his fur turns red, and he gets bigger, but that's it.
Yeah, yeah. And it doesn't really last that long. He just seems to do it for, for show at one
Yeah.
point, and then he's like back to normal. So, yeah, it's an interesting. He's one of those. He's more of a Yornik, I guess, where he's like a wolf that just turns into a wolf. But yeah, whatever. I don't like Wolfie. He's the
No,
worst
he is
character.
he is the worst
And
character, and and this is in a entire collection of not especially good characters.
no, this is yeah, no. I guess at least he's got a bit because some of these guys don't. It's not really. They're just there. We also, of course, have Momo.
Mummo, yeah. It's like, guess what monster Mummo is the son of? So
He's the son of the mummy.
Yeah.
Goddamn son of a mummy.
I guess he's. I guess calling him Imhotepi or something would be too confusing for kids, but
Yeah. And his bit is that he's a boxer.
yeah.
Or something?
He's a boxer, but he only has one boxing glove. So, dear Mummo, how do you answer emails with one boxing glove on? Also, he seems to have he has one eye and one boxing glove. I think there must be some sort of boxing joke there.
Oh, maybe? Who knows? I don't understand anything about mummies. I'm not like a mummy expert, but I guess yeah. People are like, yeah, mummies, boxing. Why not? Why not? So we have Momo, and
then we have
let's see.
now. Amazingly, his name is not Invisi, but he's the Invisible Man's son, and
Right.
his name is Blanca.
what-
So watch out; he might electrocute you.
Yeah, I guess because he's a blank
Yeah,
or something.
and they say Blanca, but it should really be Black, because this is the black-coded character.
Okay, so you noticed that
Yeah,
too.
I was like, oh, that's convenient. Have a black character without having a black character.
I was wondering, is that Ralph Ellison's Invisible Man? Is that what we're doing here? Because That's kind of clever, so, but yeah, and I guess for an '80s cartoon, even though he's black coated, well, I guess I don't know what black characters in '80s cartoons were. They were kind of like this, I guess, weren't they?
Well, well, if we come back to the comic strip, you'll see the extremely black coated characters of the Street Frogs.
Well, who can do hip hop better than a frog
I can name a lot. Well, probably a frog.
Well, listen here, because frogs hop. You know, it's technically, I guess, any animal that hops that can hop higher than a frog could probably do it better, like a kangaroo.
Who can do hip hop better than a house can? Any animal. A house can't jump. A wolfie. Get it? A wolf. A cow. A cow. Oh, Jesus. I'm telling this joke worse than Wolfie.
Actually, that's too good for a Wolfie joke, I think. So then we have the Invisible Man. This is such a. I don't know why they even bother putting the Invisible Man is such a second string Universal.
Yeah.
Monster.
Well, I mean, he is technically public domain, but he's not a monster. He's a mad scientist.
Yeah, and it's just like I don't know why, because they also had like a invisible character in Gravedale High, which again was another. I remember that being in Gravedale High, I'd be like, okay, what is this guy? What is his bit? Because Gravedale High was better at defining what each character's bit was, but then they had the invisible guy, and he's invisible. What's his thing? What's he doing? You get like the werewolf's a nerd, the Gilliman is like a surfer, the mummy is fat. What other things did they do? I think they had like a zombie, Valley Girl or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Remember. Yeah. But the Invisible Man was just there, and the main thing I remember is that he's wearing a hat and sunglasses and vest and shoes, and very clearly no pants.
He's Porky Pig in it.
I think the invisible character Blanco is doing the same thing in this one, honestly. So I guess that's the thing. If you're invisible, why not? Why not go pantsless?
Maybe they're setting up a joke that would absolutely kill, which is it's like, hey, Blanco, I finally found a cure for your invisibility. Wait, let me put on pants first.
Well, if it was, since it's one of these cartoons, he'd probably just mysteriously pants would appear.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, so he was just like wearing invisible pants the whole time? He's doing the Sabrina Skunk thing.
I imagine that, he wears a shirt because otherwise you'd be able to see him digesting.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Wow. So it's actually for our benefit.
Yes. You ever see Memoirs of an Invisible Man? He, once he's invisible, he looks at himself in the mirror after eating and throws up.
Oh, really? Yeah. I have not seen that one.
And then we have a couple of kids who can pass for normal kids, but are not. We have a witch. Her name is Jinx.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good witch name. I get it.
And she's the only other female character besides the human, which is disappointing.
Yeah. Which we do see, because there's a kind of a boys' dorm where all the boys are, and we don't see the girls' dorm because I think they realized making the show would be kind of weird that they're just the two of them. But yeah, she's a witch. She kind of looks very Rankin Bass in her character design.
She really does, yeah. And so somebody who was involved with The Hobbit was probably involved with her. And finally we have Melvin, and I don't know what they're going for here, because it seems like he's the son of God.
Yeah. So Melvin is a magician and or I guess a wizard.
Yeah.
A wizard and magician are essentially the same, but he's wearing a top hat instead of a pointy hat, and that's kind of the key distinction between the two. He also wears a shirt with like a big moon on it, and he can do magic. He's got kind of pointy ears, which seems to indicate some sort of
Not quite
uh,
humanness. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, Jinx as well seems to have the pointy ear thing. So I think that's just like they're like, okay, we gotta do something to show that they're not quite
Yeah.
human, I guess.
Dracula has
But
pointed
yeah,
ears
like
too, so
oh, there you go. But yeah, you're right because like every so often, Melvin will call on his dad Merlin, who is apparently just like who is in the sky shooting lightning around and speaks like the voice of God. So it is like, okay, is Merlin their
he's
god?
God Junior. Good thing he didn't get named Gaudy. Uh,
Yeah. Oh, it's like the Adventures of Jesus at Camp.
I mean, if you could sell that idea, I'll bet it would be huge.
Would any camp that Jesus goes to just become Bible camp by default?
Jesus Junior, did you turn the lake into wine? Oops.
Sorry. Wah wah wah.
I'm disappointed because looking through the opening credits to this show, I thought there was another mummy. I thought I saw
Oh,
a mummy wearing a pink ribbon, a girl mummy. But once I found that shot, I realized, oh no, the mummy. It's just the same mummy, but he has a pink flipper behind him because there's one more employee, the lifeguard. His name is Lagoon.
oh, yeah. He's a gill man,
Yes,
of course.
they should have called him
We don't
Vince.
see a lot of him. It's what?
They should have
Sorry.
called him Vince Gilman.
Oh yeah. Psh. We don't see a whole lot of him in these early episodes, but he's
Yeah.
there. Now we also there's another camp employee. We mentioned the counselor. We mentioned Klutz. But there's this guy who is up on a God.
Yeah.
He's on a he's got an organ. He's kind of the like announcer, right?
Yes, this is
Um,
our beloved figure on this show, the Halloween radio voice guy.
yeah, yeah. He's got an organ, so you kind of think he's like a
Phantom of the
Phantom of the
Opera?
Opera type.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's also got the big top hat, so he's more of a ghoul, I
Yeah.
guess. What? Okay, what would you call like? I'm sure Bogleach has a name for this type, this
No,
archetype.
he still doesn't.
Like
We've been bugging about it for
what?
years. I think I would call it a ghoul because you always see these guys in like the context of like as like grave diggers. Look up Halloween
Yes, exactly.
gravedigger costume, and it'll be this guy. The man with the stovepipe hat and the long white hair and the somber expression wearing the super long coat. And this is actually the villain of the book I'm writing, so all of you read it.
Oh, well, there you
Yeah.
go. Wait, of Joy Traveler?
No, the book I'm writing now. Okay.
Ah, well.
I will announce the title, but I don't know if this title is going to be final. It's called Jack of All Lanterns.
Nice. Is it Halloween themed?
Yes, it's a story that takes place in a Halloween world, and not unlike The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Nice. Okay, so I feel like people are gonna be psyched for this. It's at Camp Minimum.
Yeah.
In fact.
In fact, almost
Um,
every character featured at Camp Minimon, except for Klutz, has a representative in this book.
is there and there's a Halloween radio voice guy?
Yes, he turns out to be the villain. No spoilers.
He's a yeah. So yeah, as we were saying, the Halloween radio voice guy, you know him. He's about to do the Monster Mash. Now, what I do like about this version of this character, because he seems to be up on on a big stilt.
Yeah,
thing,
he's on something
above the camp.
like a what do you call that? A fire lookout.
Yeah, yeah. And he's got an organ he plays, and now I think we're all kind of familiar with the kind of organ stings that you would expect him to play.
Yeah.
You know, doo 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 doo. You know, Facata, toot, fugue, and D minor, or whatever the fuck.
Facata
I
and
think he's
fugue.
literally just yeah. Is that the thing, right?
Toccata
Facata
and fugue. Yeah.
Toccata and
Yes.
fugue. Oh, okay. I
By
don't know
Bach.
music. It's Bach. Well, maybe Swan Lake.
Yeah.
Something like that, right? I think he's literally just like banging random
Yeah, that's actually
notes.
funny. He just doesn't know how to play the organ. He's just pounding with his fists.
Like it is so like cacophonous. It's just there's no tune at all. It's just noise.
And he has a vulture that seems to play reveille.
Yeah. Now the vulture is not the same character as this crow that hangs
No,
around.
there's also a crow who seems to be who's the errand boy for for Merlin's son, and his big thing is that if you say anything that acknowledges he's a bird, he gets incredibly offended in your face about it. Can you drop
Yeah.
some feathers?
He's
Drop some feathers! Oh, how dare you!
yeah, he's the Hippo from Rocco's Modern Life. I thought he was some sort of camp employee. I'm not sure why I drew that some conclusion
Well,
because
he is
they say
coded
nothing
adult, but
That's true. So yeah. Anyway, Camp Minimon. These guys, we have they have a bunch of adventures. They have there's one where that's the first day.
yes. Oh, yes. We
There's
haven't even talked
one
about
where
the kids.
oh yeah, you mean the normal
Yes, we
kids?
have. They're twins, and we have Sherman, the little Far Side boy who really needs to go up a size in shirts.
Yeah, yeah. This is the a thing with like fat kids in cartoons.
Yes.
It's like they're always like they always do that thing with the shirt.
Yeah, it's like I want everyone to see my belly. I certainly wouldn't make big holes in my shirt from tugging it down so people didn't see my belly. I certainly didn't have to throw away shirts for that reason as a kid.
He's large and in charge. This Sherman,
Someone needs to teach him the Picard maneuver.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So he's twins. They're twins. You
Yeah,
said?
I guess fraternal twins since it's a boy and a girl. The other one is Melissa,
Yeah.
and she also has that. She has big, not just Rankin Bass energy, Paul Coker Jr. energy. She really looks like she came out of Frosty the Snowman.
Oh yeah, she does. Yeah, no, she absolutely looks like that. She looks like what's his name, Jimmy Durante should be
Yeah,
introducing
exactly.
her. So the
Do you think the
they
son
get
of
sent to
Frosty
camp-
would get to go to this camp, or would he have to go to some kind of Christmas camp?
Oh, so I guess the question is, do you think Frosty is a monster?
I mean, he's a golem, right?
He is a golem. Well, yeah. Okay, so that would imply that the reason that he came to life is that they have unknowingly there's like the Shem what is it the Shem is written in the hat, right? Okay, well that's interesting. Well, okay, I could see that because I've seen those very orthodox Jewish guys. They wear those hats.
Yeah.
They kind of look like Frosty's hat. Maybe one of those fell off.
And maybe it belonged. Maybe it belonged to a guy named Emmett who had his name written on it in Hebrew, and he didn't realize that was the word for life.
Oh,
or truth.
You know what? Okay, yeah, that explains a lot actually. Now I see how it all happened. Yeah. Wow. That's also why that explains also at the end when they don't on what is it, Friday night, they don't take Frosty's hat away and he goes insane, remember?
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm gonna destroy the whole ghetto because I'm supposed to be resting today. It's a Sabbath. It really this really puts Frosty in a whole different light. They should make a Frosty movie where Frosty is tasked with stopping pogroms.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Because that was what the golem was for, wasn't it? The Rabbi Lem was or Low or whatever his name was all tired of all these pogroms. Let's make a golem. It'll stop.
It does snow in Prague, right?
It does. So yeah, someone should get on this. Frosty the golem. He's a happy, jolly soul. Yeah.
Yeah, the first Frosty Hanukkah special.
Oh, damn. Yeah. Wow. If you think about it, Frosty is not necessarily a Christmas
No, he's a
icon,
snow
right?
icon, but I mean,
Yeah.
the song doesn't even mention Christmas, or does
Yeah.
it?
Now, I know, of course, the Rankin Bass cartoon includes Santa Claus because it's Rankin fucking Bass, and they just like how they're like, oh, Thundercats was a big hit. Let's put more Thundercats out there. Then when the Santa Claus thing was a big hit, like every holiday special had to include Santa Claus,
Yeah.
and at least Frosty is winter related, so it fits better than like the Leprechaun's Christmas or
Yeah.
whatever. But still, I'm real excited for Frosty's Hanukkah
Yeah.
or Frizonica, I guess. That's and I'm trying to think like what do you do at Hanukkah? You spin the
Yeah.
dreidel, you get geld,
You spin the dreidel, you ingelt, I I wished somebody at work that I knew celebrated Hanukkah at work a happy Hanukkah, and I was like, I know it's not that big of a deal. It's just something you kind of do because it's lonely not having when everyone's having Christmas. And he said, yeah, I know, but the food is great. So there must be some
yeah,
sort of celebratory meal outside of latkes.
Yeah, I think you usually have a brisket is traditional. Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, it's better than Christmas where you're supposed to have a ham. I'm not a big fan of that.
Or a turkey, or a goose.
Yeah, I mean, a goose was probably pretty good from what I hear.
We made a goose
My
once, and I
family-
remember it just being gallons of grease. But
Well, they are waterfowl, so yes, they are incredibly greasy. That's same with ducks if you ever had one of those.
so that's why ducks look so
but,
withered when they're hanging in the window at Chinatown.
Yeah, yep, there you go, exactly. That's why in America we prefer dry birds.
Like turkeys.
Like like turkey, the driest of all
Yes.
the birds.
I mean, they are very low in fat and calories, so which is why you rub them with butter before you cook them,
Yeah,
if you know what you're doing.
Well, yeah. Otherwise, turkey is not a delicious bird.
I don't know. I was real happy with the turkey I made last year, but I mean, it does take a lot of muscle to butterfly a turkey and cook it flat on a griddle.
Yeah, I feel like that's a little different. I mean, the traditional turkey is not particularly well, it can be done well, but it's generally not super exciting. That's why you have gravy.
Oh boy, gravy!
I
Wow!
mean,
You didn't tell me it was going to be gravy. Oh shit!
yeah, that's the big selling point of turkey is that you put it's a gravy delivery system.
I never eat it
or I
with
guess you can put
gravy.
cranberry. Oh, you never use gravy?
Nah, I mean, not me personally. We have it on the table, but I was like, it just tastes wet. Maybe we need a better gravy recipe.
Some people put cranberry sauce on it, I guess, but I usually eat that by itself. I mean, I'm also very much of the opinion that the best cranberry sauce is the can. You know what I'm talking about.
I know. I remember the story that we crafted about you having to go to 3 separate Thanksgivings and eat 3 cans of cranberry sauce or something like that.
Yeah, it's pretty hot. But anyway, why were we talking about Thanksgiving?
We got on the subject of making things holiday related even when they're not holiday related. We were talking about the foods you eat at Christmas versus Hanukkah.
Right, which is because of Frosty, which was because of is Frosty a monster? And that was because of Camp Minimon.
Yes.
So working our way backwards, Camp Minimon. So what? So there's 3 episodes. I think.
Yeah, the first one is called Camp Minimon in quotes the first night, but after that, the other 2 episodes have their whole name in quotes. So I don't know what to make about this. Once again, not beating the allegations. So
yeah. So on the first night, what happens? I think Sherman gets turned into a cat by accident.
Yeah, he is offered he gets transformed into a rabbit and then a cat. No, and then he gets transformed into a mouse, and all the other monsters get transformed into cats. And then they all get a literal Deus Ex Machina from Merlin, who strikes the campgrounds with lightning, turning all of the cats back into monsters, and turning Sherman back into a kid after he entered the mouse hole. So he ends up making a giant fat kid shaped imprint in the wall, like some sort of vor image.
Hey, this is Mike, just letting you know that we talk so much about the comic strip, or specifically mini monsters, that we are splitting up this episode into two. So next week, join us for the conclusion of our discussion on Rankin Bass's The Comic Strips Mini Monsters.